Why? Because of 9/11. And
Yes.
who created the narrative of 9/11? It's the
Probably
Jews, not the Jews. The
government?
The Zionists. No, unfortunately, it's the Zionists. It's the government and the Zionists together.
Osama bin Laden, he used Saudi people in that event for one main purpose, is to destroy this relation, to destroy the American-Saudi relation. That's the purpose of 9/11. So whoever buy in that means they are helping Osama bin Laden's purpose of destroying this relation. He knows that strong relation between America and Saudi Arabia, it's bad for extremism, it's bad for terrorism.
Now, I'm not going to sit here and argue with some of y'all about what happened on September the 11th, but what I will say is this. What's always blown my mind is how when it comes to the narrative of the Jews did it, you always need to delve into the world of assumption, into the world of conspiracy or conspiracy theory, for the lack of a better term. I know that's been weaponized and I'm not trying to use it in that way, but you get what I'm saying? You have to go down multiple rabbit holes to get to that conclusion. However, when it comes to Islam's involvement in September 11th, you literally have the crown prince of Saudi Arabia telling us who did it and why he did it. Now, let's say you have an ideology that considers itself a religion. And in that or out of that religion has come tens of thousands of terror attacks, same sort that you would have seen on September the 11th, 2001. Let's say that this ideology was just pumping out terror attacks throughout the world to this day. Right? That's the reality. We see it. We read about it. It's all around us. Some people have experienced it firsthand. Let's say that right there, this is hypothetical. Let's say that's a thing. Now, instead of maybe pointing towards that ideology or quote unquote religion and saying, this is a problem, this is creating terrorists, and therefore something needs to be done about this. Instead of doing that, you completely negate and ignore that, and instead you choose to put your focus on Jews, right? This is the type of logic that much of the world is under right now. This is the spell that many folks at this point in human history are under. This is what the Bible refers to, I believe, as a strong delusion, and it's going to get significantly worse. Let's just be real about that, right? Now, that's not to deflate you or have you feel, terror, because there has been a solution offered up to every single one of us, and we will get to that bright light at the end of the tunnel. But, on the surface, yeah, it could be terrifying to think that people are going to get dumber and more susceptible, more gullible, that they will see something happen right in front of them and they will call it anything other than what happened. Not saying that you don't have to investigate in most things and that you shouldn't be reading into things. But when somebody tells you that they did it, right? Your house gets robbed. You're now, let's say you got the lineup of guys, right? And then one guy's like, hey, I actually did it. Yeah, I know I robbed you. I did at this time. I took this and this. And instead of just going ahead and believing them and then looking at their rap sheet, oh yeah, they robbed 50 other people this week. No, I don't think you did it. There must be more to the story. So anyway, that being said, the reason I wanted to get into that sort of angle and frame this in that way is because I believe one of the reasons on the surface, outside of the spiritual reason why Islam has now invaded the West and more specifically the United States, even more specifically Dearborn in Michigan, is because we, maybe not you, but many of us have allowed it. And one of the ways we've allowed it is by not focusing on an actual issue. Instead of targeting the cancer cells, we have targeted the healthy cells and assumed them to be cancer cells. So y'all got to go ahead and watch this right here.
And finding that, the system of capitalism and racism and white supremacy, etc., and Islamophobia have all been used, to colonize lands, right, to take resources from other people. And so this is like a long trajectory, and we're just seeing the manifestations of that continuation, right, with 9/11. And so a lot of times when people are asking us to respond about, attack, right, if you look back, like, historically, right, a lot of us come from lands that were colonized, lands where wars are being waged, right?
The lands that were colonized by Islam. Okay. Let me do this for y'all. I was not planning on doing this, but, because y'all are my people, I'm going to go ahead and just do this for y'all. And because I got time today for a good graph, I got time today for that. Let me go ahead and do this. Okay. We can cover me up. Now, I want y'all to take a look at this here. This is a map highlighting where Islam has reached its greasy, slimy tentacles. Look at this right here, folks. Look at that. And I do want to let this be known. Islam is not a race. So some of the folks who use it as a means to just hate brown people, black people, I don't align with them individuals. Islam is a demonic doctrine that misleads many into becoming, at the very best, disillusioned, and at the very worst, into becoming bloodthirsty monsters. That's what jihad has shown us throughout the entire world. But turns out that, where's Medina? Medina was in Iraq, I believe. So from little Medina, all the way into this entire section of the world, all of this has been conquered by Islam, and it's continuing to push and make its way lower and lower all throughout Africa, all throughout Europe. We might as well make all of this green right here, right? All of this green right here. It's going to make its way deeper and deeper into China, etc. That's colonization. Her people were likely colonized by the Islamists. Also, before we get back into the video, little context. That young lady right there is not some random indoctrinated girl saying something on the internet. This is Mamdani's newest appointee. I believe she's over Queens. I'm not exactly sure what her designated role is, but she has been given a leadership position. I mean, amongst all things, just the lack of confidence in her and certainty scares me in any sort of leadership. But, what do we know?
A lot of times because of U.S. policy or the policies in Europe. And so I find that...
Or jihad.
We can connect over that, but then also that the idea that we have to apologize for like a terror attack that like a couple of people did, and then there is no apologies or reparations for genocides and for slavery, etc., is something that I kind of find like reprehensible.
Poor girl, actually. Look at her. Now, some say, she putting on takia. No, I believe she's just indoctrinated, doesn't know what she's talking about, just spewing out, a bunch of Marxist, progressive, quote unquote, progressive talking points. Yeah, I feel bad for her. I do. Because if she did a single Google search, if she just Googled it, if she just did one Google, she would realize quickly, just looked at even just the slide or the little picture I showed y'all, she would realize that somehow Islam went from this little region here to the entire region. Now, when the white man does that, the white man, they call that colonizing. He created colonies all throughout the world. When the jihadist does it, because he is usually brown, right? That's how they perceive it. He is seen as technically he's seen as nothing because nobody's paying attention. Nobody pays it any mind, including those who, again, it's, the leftists, okay, out of body, out of mind, out of pocket. When it comes to those who are centrist or on the right, and they've now given themselves over to this, as I say, this is your brain on canvas, to the conspiracy theorist brain. Their entire thought process is formulated around conspiracy or espionage. Everything must be espionage. They can't even see the jihadists in front of them because they believe it is a false flag. Every time a jihadist attack takes place, it was the Jews. And so it's like the Jew is sitting right there at the bus stop, right? And then a jihadist runs in and detonates himself, blows up a bus. And then one of us, like a Westerner, right? So-called conservative is sitting back watching the whole scene. And it's like, did you guys see what the Jew did? That's how stupid that sounds. I'm going to call it what it is. That is how idiotic, stupid you sound. When you got to point to the person who was probably a victim of the very same attack or had nothing to do with it on the side, and you have to find your way back to them. This is your brain on Candace. This used to be your brain on Alex when it was Alex Jones's time. Now, they've sort of replaced him with her. I'm with her. Gets worse.
People make being Muslim such a viscerally unpleasant experience. I was so excited when I first found Islam, like the comfort that I found
Allahu Akbar.
in praying, the joy that I felt when I read Quran, the experience of like wearing hijab and like getting closer to God was so beautiful for me. And then over the year that I've been a hijabi, just noticing how different people treat me, the dehumanization that Muslims experience, the microaggressions that I get on the daily. I know that I've never experienced it because before I'm just like a white woman. I know that this is like the first adversity that I'm like experiencing in my life. Boo freaking who, I know. I hate when people are just like, oh, you became Muslim to become oppressed. Who wants to be oppressed except for like white evangelicals?
Every leftist wants to be oppressed, and every woke rightist wants to be oppressed. They all want to be oppressed together, but separate, because that's oppression, forcing them to be together. Anyway, let's continue.
I would much prefer that people were just like kind and accepting, know that what I'm experiencing isn't even like a drop in the water of how like violent and genocidal Islamophobia is and Islamophobes are. All of Islamophobia.
Jesus, come quickly. Come quickly. Okay. Yeah, I haven't watched this video through, if y'all couldn't tell. So, it's been brilliant, I'll tell y'all. I'll tell you that. This psychological militant operation has been brilliant at the hands of the Islamists. Man. We are now in a place where the terrorist is the victim. Oh, what did I do? There's no problem. I blow him up. He is genocider. He is trying to genocide me. I know I blow him up, but he is genociding me. This is the place that we've gotten right now, folks. This is where we are. We have gotten to a place where Hamas is oppressed. And this term Islamophobe is a powerful leftist tool. It's the same thing they did with racist, sexist, homophobic. It's the exact same thing as to shut down conversation. Though these things, they do exist. Like there are a lot of bigoted people. There are a lot of self-conscious individuals who project that, or insecure people project that as, supremacy and things of that nature. But the slight difference in this one is that there's a reason to be a phobe or have a phobia of the ideology. I'm not talking about brown people. There are plenty of Pakistani Christians per se, right? Hey, they're the non-Christian Druze people in Sueda who are being massacred by Islamists right now. Oh, but that's just a fringe group of terrorists. Well, what about their mothers, their fathers, their brothers and sisters? who are egging them on, who are celebrating the day that their child will blow themselves up and be sent to an imaginary 72 virgins. What about those people? That ideology has consumed people's entire identities. Let me bring that picture up one more again. Look, like my lady, she comes from this people here, the Berbers, right? Which is like parts of Morocco, etc. Those people have lost their entire identity. They have been wrapped up, literally. I mean, wrapped up their entire identity. For the sake of this. However, I'm also going to put the onus on us, and more specifically, mothers and fathers. If you have not done a good job of raising your children in the ways of the Lord, and I'm not saying they're not going to make different decisions and go out into the world and be impacted and, coerced into different things, but I'm saying if you did not do your best to live in accordance with God's word, you were a casual Christian per se, right? You were a Sino, as I saw that in my comments one time. They're talking about Christian in name only. And now you're surprised that your child is gravitating towards Islam. I'm telling y'all, this is happening in part because there was not a strong enough foundation to say we stand on Christian values. This is what we stand on and why we stand on this. God was alive in your household. He wasn't a tool that was used every now and then for very specific cases. It was that God was Lord in your house. Jesus was Lord in your house and is Lord in your house. The presence of God dwells there, as opposed to you using God as a certain framework when it is comfortable and necessary for you. Your children will fall into the strongest ideology available. Young women are looking to be modest. Look at her. I've seen a multitude of white liberal women, and I know half of it is to get attention and they want to be, on the outskirts and they want to be different and have a sense of, but there's also a belonging and acceptance, a sense of identity, and even more so than that, to have God in their life. There's no God in your house. You were a postmodernist. There's no real God. You called yourself a Christian in name, but you did the same things as the world did. You live as the world live. Mama had her biddies out on the internet, and now the daughter is looking for a sense of modesty, and that's her. Islam said, we'll wrap you up. Don't even trip about that. We'll get you all the way situated. We're going to get that all the way down the forehead. Like me, she got a lot of forehead to get through. So we will get you all the way down here, and then we'll get you all the way up here, and then here, and then here. We'll give you a little window to see out of. And she'll go for it because there's nothing else there. The only other God she knows is her phone. Is more and more materialism, more luxury, more lounging, pointless purposelessness. Young men, the very same thing. They're getting a sense of adventure by becoming a jihadist nowadays. What do they get with us? Do they know that they're in the midst of a spiritual war? No, because in your household, you treat it like it's blase, whatever. Indifference, lukewarm. I'm talking to us specifically in the West, lukewarm. The Laodicean in church, lukewarm. You have forgotten your first love and you have fallen in love with the world. You love the world more than you love God. But what does that mean for me? You're so feelings based. And now your children are being given over to jihad. They're becoming an operating aspect, a cog in a machine that is being built to destroy you. That sounds crazy, huh? What was leftism? What was the Marxism we just came out of? Was that not the very same thing? A machine built to destroy you. as a Christian, as a conservative, as just a rational-minded individual to destroy you, and your children were the cogs in that machine because daddy was emotionally and mentally absent. Mama was so self-absorbed or so distant that you couldn't be bothered to be present for these kids. Yes, there is responsibility and accountability on their behalf. They are going to have to face the same God that you're going to have to face at the end of your life for their decisions. But I'm telling y'all right now, if we don't buckle up, buckle down, and assert who we are in Christ Jesus, we don't fight the same way the jihadists fight. We are not the same. Let me show y'all a beautiful little graph here. You know, today I'm really feeling like I got time. I'm really feeling like I do. Let's see. So here we have an image of Yeshua and Muhammad. Look at this. So Jesus says, Matthew 5:44, love them. Luke 6:28, bless them. Luke 6:28, pray for them. Luke 10:24 to 37, help them. Luke 6:35, give to them. Luke 6:27, do good unto them. Luke 6:36, be merciful to them. And then Matthew 6:14, forgive them. Now we have Muhammad. Ill them, crucify them, slay them, fight them, slaughter them, besiege them, terrorize them, maim them. You want your kids to be on the side of Yeshua, but you're not even willing to live for Yeshua. Shout out to brother Greg Locke, Pastor Greg Locke. He said, some of y'all talking about, oh, I'm going to die for my God. I'm going to die for my Jesus. You ain't even willing to live for him. How you going to die for somebody you're not willing to live for? How? Make it make sense. Oh, no, trust me, folks. No. We got more. We got more.
Is a direct result of the billions of dollars that has gone into spreading anti-Islam hate. I can't practice.
Okay. Lord have mercy on her soul. This is going to be her in the crowd right here.
No need for that. We're on the same side, bro. No, we're not. Yes, we are, bro.
Useful idiots. Look at that on side. We're on the same side. He said, no, we're not. This is, I believe, in the UK. Look at this. Now, here we go. Dearborn. I got a few Dearborns for you today.
Look how violent these people are.
And y'all think, oh, it's just Westerners. These are the ones they send out to do the jihad in Syria. These are the ones they send out.
Hey, they just fucking do this on it. Just do something at me. They just threw a rocket. You got to bring the National Guard, bitch. Try to burn the Quran. I swear to God, I dare you. I dare you. Try to burn the Quran. You're going to need the fucking U.S. Army. Try to burn the Quran. You think this guy's going to help you? Put the Quran on the Quran. I fucking dare.
These are somebody's sons, nephews, grandbabies.
Why do you hope that? You hope he gets killed because you don't like him?
So this dude said that he hoped that this man gets Charlie Kirked.
That's you hope he gets killed because you don't like him? Yeah? Is that what Muslims believe? Oh, well, you're a Muslim, right? And you believe it. Why? Do you think maybe it's a value problem? It seems that way. You're not representing your people very well right now. Yeah, so you want to...
Look at this. All Dearborn. Let me run this one right here. The one I had in the beginning.
Completely false.
So in this group of young men here, who were...
Oh, yeah, we got to run that from the beginning.
The false narratives that
Welcome to Dearborn, guys. Welcome to Dearborn.
the false narratives that you're getting from Dearborn is completely false.
So in this group of young men here, who is the next generation, are chanting Allah Akbar, what is that?
That is, God is the greatest. Don't you say Jesus is the greatest?
Yes.
So the way that you guys say Jesus is king, Jesus is God, Jesus is son of God, is while we say Allahu Akbar.
Okay.
The difference is you don't hear Jesus is the greatest right before your entire bus blows up. You don't hear that moments before beheading. That's the difference. And again, they're going to continue to push it's racism, it's Islamophobia, racism. No, it's called observation. It's called, okay, I don't know if y'all know this, but a part of what the jihadists do when they can is they film everything they do in order to brag about it. That's why we have so much footage of this stuff. They film it, they send it to one another, etc. Watch the interview I did with a young lady named Yada, who is Druze as far as her own origins. And, it was one of the hardest interviews I've done thus far. I boo-hoo cried on that one. These individuals here, those who are given over to the spiritual disease known as Islam, whose core tenets, or one of the core tenets, is its holy war, its jihad, and the way it's carried out is not by mission work, right? They're not out there as missionaries. That's not how they got to a point of colonizing much of northern Africa and basically all of the Middle East and now into Europe and even in our neck of the woods. They didn't get there through missionaries and the reading of the word simply. They got there through the sword. And more of them are being pumped out into the system as we speak. And as that's happening, some of us out there are so busy fixating on conspiracies. I said this in a full video just about this point, which is, we call ourselves Christians, but we know more sports stats than we do scripture. We know more conspiracies than we do scriptures. That's problematic. That shows where your heart is. You care more about slander, gossip, and drama than you do the word of God. And that needs to change. If it doesn't change, then it's going to get significantly worse for us. It's going to get worse overall, right? We are living in what I believe to be the end of the age. Yeah, all the signs are there. All the telltales are there. So that's not going to stop. That's going to happen. But as far as how far we're involved in it, especially as a nation, keep playing stupid game, win the stupidest of prizes. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Now, if you'd like to stay around, make sure to click that little subscribe button down there, or you can show some love by going to the description below and clicking on the button titled Buy Me a Coffee. Leave a little something there, or click on the Cash App. Leave a little something here. Till the next time, peace.
I've been up for hours, I've been up for days, staring at the ceiling, I've been counting strays, I've been in my feelings, I've been out of mind, I've been getting visions of the other kind, I've been up for weeks, I'm in the count of blessings over count of sheep, I can never be the type to limit when it comes to me, I used to be the pleaser for the people, I ain't